Hi everyone, welcome. What is this, you might ask? Well, it's figs. And the juices that the figs are in is not added water or anything like that. It's just the juices that have come out of these figs. And I mean, I had a whole tray of these and they were just sitting in their juices. I've put more than a half of it back in the freezer because the stuff has been in my freezer for about a month now, but I figured it was time to start feeding it to worms. And since we're at my outdoor worm bag, I've got another one of these little care packages of shredded paper and cardboard wrapped up in a piece of newspaper. And it's only been 8 days since the last check-in, but we're back in here again, not because I thought they needed more food, but because of this. If you're a regular on my channel, you'll know that once in a while the outdoor worm bag gets raided, and that's one of the primary reasons we had equipped this system with a fairly sturdy protection system, which was this piece of plywood, fairly thin plywood, which was still kind of hanging on during the last check-in 8 days ago through this little piece here in the middle. But even then you could see this thing was just folding in half and flapping away, and now it has officially turned into two pieces. I think up until the last check-in I was still able to claim that it was a single piece, even though the connection between them was, wow, look at this. Are we still technically one piece? I guess it depends on your point of view. Either way, I think it was maybe just to screw a little handle onto this thing. I mean, I think at one point we had even decided it might be time for this thing to go and get retired, but until I've got another sturdy protective top sheet of plywood to put in here, I'm just going to be trying to get the most use out of that one. So I figured maybe just screwing a little piece of material on there, which could sort of serve as its handle and also as the patch that would hold the two halves together. So 8 days ago we came in here to feed them tomato. A few tomatoes that did not get first frozen. Most of the stuff my worm bins get fed does go to the freezer first. And okay, well, these tomatoes that these worms were fed last time were not first frozen. So I figured we would just excavate the hole down in the middle, into which we put a whole bunch of the similar shredded paper cardboard is what we're going to be adding today underneath the tomatoes. And I guess it's not terribly surprising that there's pretty much no sign of the tomato, although right here I think we've actually spotted a little fragment of the skin of one of the tomatoes. So the system is pretty shallow, and it definitely makes good sense to pretty much dig to the bottom, I suppose. That's what I've been doing. That's what we did last time too, is we simply dug to the bottom where we are already revealing the grow bag, the bottom surface of the grow bag container, and into there is where we're gonna plop today's feeding. So the paper top was really just the last wrapper that I used to bring down the previous package of shredded paper and cardboard. And I guess since I've got another little bundle that we're going to unwrap, I've got another replacement top covering newspaper that we could deploy in the place of the one they got 8 days ago and replace it with this one right here. So let's empty it, and we'll hang on to the paper so that at the end we could use it as our replacement top cover for the system. I guess since it was sort of wound up into a little sausage, getting it nice and flat again might be tricky, but I don't think we need to do much more than what I've got here. This will become a nice replacement top covering for the system once we're finished here. And I wasn't quite sure if it was a good idea using a whole bunch of dry material like this and then a dry piece of paper on top, but it does seem like all the material in here has got a nice moisture content, and even this piece of newspaper that was resting it was resting in the bin for the past 8 days, has managed to absorb a good bit of moisture into itself. So I don't think moisture is of much concern. And don't forget, we're including a good bit of moisture here as the frozen stuff thaws out and ejects a whole bunch of its moisture. We're adding moisture in the process here too, rather than just dumping it at once and then seeing it just make its way straight to the bottom and through the fabric bag. I thought perhaps if I can gradually pour it in, we could see most of the juices get absorbed by the neighboring dry paper shreds. All right, so I think that's pretty much our check-in. I mean, there was nothing we could do, I suppose, in terms of, you know, helping the worms with whatever it is that they encountered during that little invasion. I'm assuming that whatever it is that came in here, oh boy, we've got ourselves some emergency vehicles passing through here. Going to be making a whole bunch of noise. So let me just do a little tilling here while that happens and perhaps lower the volume so you don't have to hear it. All right, well, I think the majority of the noise has settled down, but it almost sounds like there's maybe one more emergency vehicle that has yet to pass by, although I don't think they came directly past here. It sounds like they might have turned off at a corner, perhaps a block or two away, so we didn't have to get the full force of their sirens blaring as they passed. And, well, I guess I am sort of covering up with this thing just the way it is without the little handle being affixed to it yet, because I've still got to round up some material and take care of getting that done. I imagine just a little piece of wood that can be screwed on to both halves, and then that would just allow this material to remain as one for a little while longer, I suppose. Perhaps until the weather out here starts to become a little bit too chilly, and then maybe we'll give these little guys an upgrade and bring them indoors. But for now, they continue to be our outdoor worm bag version 6.0, now at 125 days of age, getting fitting number 11 going in. And, well, I guess if we were to put a handle on there, we could possibly protect it from invasion. I guess we'll still have some critters that could probably still reach in there and dig down, but at least they can't do as much exploration if this thing is intact and a solid piece of material. So that's my homework, and that's it for the video. All right, everyone, that's it for the video. Did I say that yet? End of the video, right? Did I mention that? But before you go, please don't forget to leave me a quick thumbs up before you go. That's always really appreciated. And if you haven't done so already, please also consider subscribing to the channel. That's very much appreciated as well. All right, everyone, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye now.